Chapter 11. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Big Brother said it well, this guy surnamed Fei is really a piece of shit, he only knows how to bully the old and the young, women and children, I really look down on this guy, what a piece of shit. As soon as Li Hao finished speaking, an innocent child's voice sounded. Little sister, who are you? You are so young and you come out to stroll, do your parents know? And, I can scold this useless brother, but you can't. Li Hao rolled his eyes at the little girl and said. My name is Chu Feifei, Big Brother, why can you scold me but I can't? The little girl was quirky and looked very cute. Because I scold him, he has no choice, because he can't beat me, if he is mean to me, I will chop him to death. As for you, you have little arms and legs, he can grab you and spank you with a flip of his hand. Chu Feifei, it turned out to be this little girl, in the original book, she survived 2 episodes before being beaten to death by Fei Bin. Such a cute girl, you have to watch out later, don't let her suffer from his murderous hands. Wow, spanking others, he is so bad. Chu Feifei's expression is cute, however, the two of them were chatting happily, but the mood of the other protagonist at the scene was not so good. Little bastard, you are looking for death. Fei Bin was so angry that his lungs were about to explode, and he waved his palm to slap Li Hao. Yo, I don't care about you. As soon as Li Hao finished speaking, his figure disappeared. Junior sister, do you know this person? When has such a young hero appeared in the world? Yu Buchuan said to Ning Zhongzi beside him with an unbelievable look. I just came down the mountain, how could I know this person? Ning Zhongzi was in a state of anxiety. Did Brother Kun discover something, otherwise why would he ask himself? Master, this person is called Li Hao, and he calls himself a passionate swordsman. He cut off the 2 arms of Tian Buguang, the lone traveler in Wanli, with 1 sword in Huiyan Tower. He is very cruel and eccentric, and he doesn't look like a good person. Ling Hu Chong hated Li Hao so much when he saw him, so he immediately tried to make eye drops for Li Hao in front of his master. Chonger, Tian Buguang has ruined countless women's innocence and is a famous flower-stealing thief in the world. Li Hao cut off his 2 arms with a sword, proving that he is righteous and decisive. How can you say he is hot-tempered? In this regard, you should learn more from him. He is about the same age as you, but his cultivation is much stronger than yours. Yu Buchuan said seriously, Gentleman Sword Yu Buchuan was a gentleman in his conduct before he obtained a sunflower manual, damn, you are all deceived by his appearance. Even Lin, who was obviously threatened to be a concubine, how can she appear so happy in front of outsiders? Master Dingy, are you all blind, or is Li Hao hiding too well? I must find a way to uncover this man's hypocritical disguise and then kill him. Li Hao, who was teasing Fei Bin, suddenly felt something was wrong. His heart was beating wildly, and then he slapped Fei Bin and flew to the wall and hung him up. Damn, it turns out that this guy wants to harm me. Li Hao turned around and saw Ling Hu Chong's eyes full of malice. Ling Hu Chong must not stay, and he must find a way to get rid of him when he leaves. Li Hao was ruthless in his heart. All the sons of destiny of Zhongwu would be his future enemies. Kill one as soon as possible, and the future will be easier. Lu Jingfeng refused to repent, colluded with the evil spirits of the demon sect and refused to accept the 5 Mountains flag. The disciples of the 5 Mountains listened to the order and worked together to eliminate this demon. Fei Bin thrust the 5 Mountains flag into the living room, and the crowd of onlookers was in chaos. Suddenly, 8 figures flew in from outside the living room. These 8 people had a long breath, and their temples were bulging high. They were all good at internal martial arts. Dear brothers, there is no need to be polite when dealing with monsters. Let's go shoulder to shoulder. Yes, Senior Brother Ding. The 8 people drew their swords and besieged Li Hao together. Damn, the 13 guardians of Songshan actually besieged a young man like me. Since you are so shameless, don't blame me for being ruthless. Li Hao was furious. He actually saw someone stabbing Lin with a gun. Li Hao's figure was erratic, and he appeared in front of Lin in an instant. The iron sword was unsheathed, and the 13 deadly sword stabbed the person at a weird angle. Puff Li Hao's long sword was at a weird angle and as fast as lightning. The attacker's neck was pierced before he could react. Bah, damn, if the tiger doesn't show its power, do you think I'm Hello KT? Li Hao pulled out the iron sword, and a stream of blood spurted out from the sword mouth on the opponent's neck. Li Hao didn't dodge and was directly splashed with blood. Who else? Li Hao pointed his long sword at Fei Bin, and with blood all over his body, he was like a god of war. Plop! The body of the attacker fell to the ground, and the scene instantly fell into silence, and you could hear a pin drop. Demon, how dare you kill my junior brother Zhangcheng? Fei Bin said with gritted teeth. A trace of blood flowed out. Not everyone could bear the slap from Li Hao before. The one who was slapped was Fei Bin, who had deep internal strength. If it were someone else, his head would probably explode. The demons are rampant. Song's Han disciples, listen to my order, kill all the people from the Lu family. Fei Bin said word by word. Fei Bin, you dare. Lu Jingfeng collapsed instantly. Zhangcheng, the thief of the 10 guards, failed to sneak attack and was manipulated instead. The person who killed him is right in front of you. If you have the guts, go find him. Killing our Lu family is nothing. The Song's Han disciples did not listen to Lu Jingfeng's protest, and stabbed the Lu family with their body swords. Shwa shwa shwa. There was a dense sound of breaking through the air, and the Song's Han disciples who were executing the order fell to the ground one by one, covering their necks. Lu Jingfeng is a friend of my Sun Moon sect elder Chu Yang, so he is a friend of our Sun Moon sect and a friend of Dongfang Bubi. Before the voice fell, a red figure sat on the main beam of the hall. Killing my friend's family in front of me, Dongfang Bubi, I think you don't want to live. Lu Jingfeng saw the person clearly, and felt that his eyes went dark. He almost had a cerebral hemorrhage and went directly to serve the Buddha. On the day of his retirement, the leader of the Sun Moon sect called him a friend. He couldn't explain this matter clearly even if he had 100 mouths, because the evidence of his collusion with the demon sect had been confirmed by Dongfang Bubi himself. System, why don't you send a prompt sound for such a big beauty? Are you down or stuck with a bug? Li Hao looked at Dongfang Bubi and swallowed his saliva. Host, are you stupid? I only send a prompt sound to the famous ones on the Chuanfang Pusher. How can you let me send a prompt to such a male and female? When the system heard Li Hao say that it was stuck with a bug, it immediately became angry and started to curse. Damn, neither male nor female, Dongfang Bubi. Li Hao suddenly thought of something. To practice magic, he castrated himself. Li Hao looked at the base of Dongfang Bubi's legs, and a chill instantly came out of his tailbone. It turned out that the most ruthless person in the world, Dongfang Bubi, had come. Chapter 12. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dongfang Bubi, this is Hengyang City, not your Blackwood Cliff. If you dare to act recklessly here, we will not let you leave the gate of Hengyang City. Yu Buchuan drew his sword and walked out. At the same time, the martial artists who were watching the excitement outside also showed their weapons and pointed at the enchanting red-dressed beauty. Host, look carefully, this is the real villain. So many people are surrounding him, looking at him unhappily, but they just can't kill him. The system did not hesitate to praise Dongfang Bubi. This brother is good at fighting. Are you interested in joining our Sun and Moon sect? Our sect is still short of a deputy leader. Dongfang Bubi covered his mouth and chuckled. Damn, this expression, this demeanor, this tone of speech, is even more feminine than a woman. But it's a pity, it's really a waste of natural resources. Well, this seems to be possible. But I don't have the habit of being a deputy leader. If I want to be one, I will be the leader, or I won't do it. Li Hao said seriously. Is there such a chat? One sentence can kill the world. Dongfang Bubi showed a trace of anger on his face. Little bastard, do you want to make me anxious to death? First, you killed a Song's Han Taibao, and now you are irritating Dongfang Bubi, the big devil, with your words. Do you really think you are dying too slowly? Ning Zhongzi covered her eyes and couldn't bear it. She seemed to see the scene of people chopping him up and making dumplings. Junior sister, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? Yu Buchuan was a little confused. Junior sister used to pay attention to her image. When did she ever make such a little girl's action? It's okay, there is sand in my eyes, and I feel a little uncomfortable. Brother Kun, Dongfang Bubi is here, what should I do later? Ning Zhongzi quickly held his face and said with a heavy face. Li Hao, women's face-changing skills are all at the level of movie emperors. To deal with the demons of the demon sect, there is no need to follow the rules of the rivers and lakes. Let's besiege him together. Pay attention to your safety later. I may not be able to take care of you when we start fighting. Yu Buchuan belongs to the Qi sect, which emphasizes controlling the sword with Qi. Although his internal strength was deep and his aura was endless, his attack power was a bit low. He could barely wear down the opponent at the same level, but he was far behind against top masters like Dongfang Bubi. Dongfang Bubi, the leader of the demon cult, was in the late grandmaster stage. Yu Buchuan, who was at the peak of the innate realm on the surface, had actually secretly broken through to the early grandmaster stage. Even Ning Zhongzi, his bedmate, didn't know about his breakthrough, which shows how cautious he was. As for Ning Zhongzi, he was much worse, barely at the late innate realm. This was when he had a night of pleasure with Li Hao. The breakthrough was a tense moment, and the fluctuation of the breakthrough was directly ignored by the two people in passion. Husband, don't say anything, we will be in trouble if we anger him. Lin pulled Li Hao's sleeve, she was so scared that she couldn't hold it back. If Li Hao wasn't next to her, she probably wouldn't even dare to say a word. What are you afraid of? Dongfang Jiaozhu's enemy is the Five Mountain Sword sect, which has nothing to do with me. Am I right, Mr. Dongfang? Li Hao emphasized the word Mr. In fact, Li Hao was reminding Dongfang Bubi that I know you are a man, so don't try to seduce me. He, in fact, I prefer you to call me Miss Dongfang. Dongfang Bubi said gloomily. In the whole Jianhu, Li Hao is the only one who dares to talk to him like this in person. Little demon is right, you are a guy who is neither female nor male, do you think you can be a woman by cutting off your penis? In our eyes, you are just a cripple, ha ha ha. With a loud laugh, a big man with a little mustache rushed in. Suoleng Chan, you are looking for death. Dongfang Bubi was furious. If it wasn't for practicing the sunflower manual, would he have cut off his penis? He is also a victim. The damn founder of the sunflower manual, the first page says that he wanted to practice magic skills and castrated himself. Who knew that the second page would say even if there is no palace, it can still be successful? I am impatient, I cut off the knife after reading one page, but who knew that there would be another sentence on the second page? I remember that I cried for 7 days and 7 nights while holding the cut-off pieces. I am looking for death, Dongfang Bubi, do you think you can leave Hengyang City alive today? Fei Bin, form the 13 Taibao sword formation, follow me to kill Dongfang Bubi. All the brothers and sisters of the Five Mountain Sword sect, support me, don't let Dongfang Bubi run away. Don't worry, senior brother Sua, we will definitely guard the gate. Taoist Tianji of Taishan sect immediately led the disciples to guard the main entrance of the hall. Fei Bin, why don't you do it? Zhuolengchan shouted, Fei Bin is his confidant, and he has always been reliable in doing things, but why is he so lame today? He didn't move even after he gave the order. Master senior brother, the 13 Taibao sword formation cannot be formed. Junior brother Zhangcheng, was caught by Xiao the demon was killed. Fei Bin said with a wry smile, man proposes, God disposes. His fellow apprentices practiced sword formations hard just for the opponent Dongfang Bubi. As a result, Dongfang Bubi was killed by a strange young man before he came out. Who can they go to for justice? Zhang Cheng is dead. Then my sword formation is gone. Suolengchan was confused. He just went to eat a bowl of rice noodles. How could such a thing happen? Looking at Zhang Cheng's body on the ground, Suolengchan began to laugh at himself for the first time. What a sin he had done. My fellow apprentices, I'm sorry to make you laugh. Why don't we join forces to kill Dongfang Booby? Suo Lengchan said awkwardly. Evil demons and heretics are punishable by all. Senior brother Suo, don't be embarrassed. We don't need to follow the rules of the rivers and lakes to deal with demons and demons. Junior sister, let's go. Yu Buchuan is worthy of being called the gentleman's sword, and he speaks in a gentlemanly style. However, Li Hao knew that he was actually just a hypocrite. For the sake of the sword manual of exorcism, he even wanted to kill his own apprentice. Fei Bin, take your fellow apprentices to kill this little demon, Chu Yang, and Lu Jingfeng. No matter how big or small, anyone who colluded with the demon cult will be killed without mercy. Suo Lengchan ordered. Yes, master brother. Fei Bin bowed his hands and agreed. Suo. Master Dingyi was about to plead for Li Hao, but was immediately stopped by Master Dingxian. Master Dingxian shook her head, and Dingyi immediately understood the meaning. If Dingyi didn't ask Suo Lengchan, maybe Li Hao could still escape from Fei Bin. If he asked, Suo Lengchan would not let Hengshan have another master like Li Hao. Once Suo Lengchan took action himself, Li Hao would be dead. With Suo Lengchan's order, everyone in the hall was motivated, including Li Hao. Yilan's cultivation was too low, and the aftermath of the fight could kill her, so he had to find a safe place for her. The place where Chu Feifei stayed on the attic was relatively safe, so Li Hao threw her up there as soon as possible. Chapter 13. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as Li Hao threw Yilin up, Fei Bin swung his sword and chopped at him. Lu Jingfeng and Chu Yang belonged to the type of literati and poets. Their attainments in lyrics and music are probably ranked at least in the top 10 in the comprehensive martial arts. As for martial arts, they play the piano when they have time, so how can they have time to practice martial arts? The two of them joined forces, but they were both suppressed by Zhong Zhen, the nine-bend sword, and Li Bai, the tiger-faced knight. As for Li Hao, if he hadn't killed Zhang Qing before, he would probably be under even greater pressure. Fei Bin, who uses swords, is much stronger than Fei Bin, who uses palms. Although Li Hao is only in the middle stage of the acquired realm, it is true that his lightness skills can be said to be all over the world. In addition, his swordsmanship is sharp and weird, making it hard to defend against, which really made Fei Bin, Ding Yi and others complain. However, the 13 deadly swords is a top-level swordsmanship after all. It is powerful and consumes a lot of energy. With Li Hao's 40 years of internal energy facing the siege of 10 people, if he doesn't run away, he can be exhausted to death. Of course, if he wanted to run, neither Dongfang Booby nor Suo Lengchan could stop him. Deacon Fan, this young man has such amazing cultivation at such a young age. I wonder which sect he is from. I don't know either. I guess he has a strong background. Hey, he actually knows the swordsmanship of Chuanjin sect, and his attainments are very deep. This must be recorded. Deacon Fan used a small silver judge's pen to quickly write and draw on a small notebook. The intelligence system of Tianji Pavilion is spread throughout the world of Zhongwu. As long as he transmits Li Hao's portrait, his skills, etc. to the headquarters can collect all his information and then determine his true identity. Deacon Fan finished drawing quickly. All members of Tianji Pavilion are masters of shorthand, and they are both good at writing and drawing. With a wave of his hand, a handsome eagle landed in his hand. Deacon Fan stuffed the paper into the iron tube on the eagle's feet, and then fed the eagle a piece of meat. After flapping its wings, the eagle quickly flew away. The leader of the Lu gang next to him clearly saw the words written on the paper: amorous swordsman Li Hao, identity unknown. Li Hao fought in a standard way here, and he did not kill anyone. It was not easy to meet so many enthusiastic sparring partners, so he should hone his sword skills. As for Dongfang Booby and others inside, they fought very lively. The masters of the Five Mountain Sword sect, together with the famous people in Hengyang City, besieged Dongfang Booby. Not only did Dongfang Booby not get hurt, but he also killed him to the point of blood flowing into a river. Junior sister, be careful. Yu Buchuan shouted and immediately swung his sword to rescue. With a bang, Huashan female hero Ning Zhongzi was hit in the chest by Dongfang Booby's palm, and instantly it was like being hit head-on by the rear 8-wheeled vehicle of dozens of tons. Her body flew backwards like a cannonball. Of course, Dongfang Bubi was also attacked from behind by Yu Buchuan and hit by a palm. Ning Zhongzi was hit and her life or death was unknown. Yu Buchuan only gave a reminder at the beginning, and he didn't even bother to check it out later. As he said before, "Be careful, I can't take care of you." Seeing Ning Zhongzi flying in, Li Hao was very anxious. He was not the kind of ruthless person. Ning Zhongzi's life was in danger, so he naturally wanted to rescue her. He used the snow-walking traceless technique to the extreme, and finally came to Ning Zhongzi, hugged her, and then stomped his feet in the void to remove the force on Ning Zhongzi. Dongfang Bubi was a master in the late stage of the Grandmaster, and his palm force was no less than 10,000 pounds. Li Hao landed and quickly stuffed 2 small huandan into Ning Zhongzi's mouth. Ning Zhongzi was seriously injured, and he was worried that 1 pill would not be enough. "I can't do it anymore, don't worry about me, you go quickly, Zhuo Lingchan and Dongfang Bubi will not let you go," Ning Zhongzi said intermittently while spitting blood. "Don't talk nonsense, use your luck to digest the pill, I will take you out to heal your wounds immediately," Li Hao said gently. Ning Zhongzi was shocked. Brother Kun had never spoken to him so gently. "You still want to leave? Give me your life." Seeing that Li Hao was holding a person in his arms and could not display his martial arts, Ding Yi immediately stabbed him from the side. As for Ning Zhongzi's life or death, it was none of his business. Looking for death, Li Hao was furious. If Ding Yi stabbed him with this sword, Ning Zhongzi would die on the spot and Li Hao would be seriously injured. Li Hao would definitely not spare such a vicious person. He directly held the person with his left hand and held the sword with his right hand. The 13th fatal sword, the sword will kill the person. Seeing Ding Yi fall down with his hands on his neck, Fei Bin and others immediately began to besiege him. Ning Zhongzi was seriously injured, so Li Hao naturally would not entangle with them anymore. With a wave of his hand, Lu Hou, Sun Feng, Sun Shen, He Ying, and Hu Wanyuan fell to the ground instantly and died. Fei Bin was overwhelmed with grief. After this battle, 7 of the 13 guardians died: Zhang Qing, Ding Yi, Lu Hou, Sun Feng, Sun Shen, He Ying, and Hu Wanyuan. Only Fei Bin, Lu Bai, Tang Yingyi, Ouyang Jipi, Jian Zhongzhen, and Li Bai were left. The 13 guardians of Song's Han were only in name only. "Senior brother Fei, shall we chase him?" Looking at Li Hao, who flew up to the attic to join Yilin, Lu Bai felt powerless. "Ignore him, kill Chu Yang and Lu Jingfeng first. Chase with your life." Fei Bin smiled bitterly. "Yilin, let's go. Little girl, this is a dangerous place, will you go with us?" Li Hao put his arm around Ning Zhongzi with one hand and Yilin with the other, and turned to ask Chu Feifei. "Big brother, I'll go with you." Chu Feifei looked at Grandpa Chu Yang, who was already tired below, and turned back to answer. "Before coming here, Grandpa said that if there was any change, let her leave Hengyang City immediately, hide her name, and don't avenge him. As for his grandfather, he wanted to die with Lu Jingfeng. It's hard to find a soulmate." Coming up, Li Hao shook his head and motioned Chu Feifei to get on his back. Chu Feifei climbed up with a red face. There was no way, Li Hao's hands could not be free. Li Hao kicked the beam and floated out. Carrying 3 people with him had no effect on Li Hao's speed. Master's wife Ling Huchong exclaimed. Li Hao looked back and saw Ling Huchong with murderous eyes. It turned out that this kid did not run away, but was fighting with the Sun and Moon sect members outside. Ning Zhongzi heard Ling Huchong's call, and a trace of blood suddenly appeared on her pale face. However, when she looked at Ling Huchong, she happened to see a demon sect member chopping off Ling Huchong's head, and Ling Huchong did not react at all. Ning Zhongzi closed her eyes. She no longer had the strength to cry sadly. Ling Huchong, dead. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing Ling Huchong and completing the long-term main task, killing the Son of Luck. Rewards are being calculated. Congratulations to the host for obtaining non-attribute internal force *10, Baichao Dan *999 villain value *2000. Congratulations to the host for obtaining martial arts, Dozhuan Xing Yi. Secret technique, sunflower acupuncture hand. As Ling Huchong's head fell to the ground, Li Hao also received a voice reward prompt from the system. That's right, Ling Hu Chong was killed by Li Hao. As a big villain, Li Hao would never let the other party grow up. Chapter 14. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When a cow hair needle shot into Ling Hu Chong's temple, he died. The last knife of the divine cultist was just a supplement. Ning Zhong's breath surged, and she felt that her internal injuries could not be suppressed. Pa, keep your mind focused, don't let your mind wander. Li Hao slapped her on the buttocks. This man, the greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. Li Hao was as fast as lightning, and soon he left the battle circle and reached the top of Hengshan. Famous mountains and swamps usually have caves for heroes to camp at night, but Li Hao did not go to the cave because he found a well-decorated house. Demon, you can't do this. The ancestors of Hengshan, I am sorry for you. A Hengshan disciple in his 50s knelt on the ground and cried loudly. The ground in front of him was full of tablets of the leaders, elders, and meritorious officials of Hengshan. Ning Zhongze needed to heal her wounds, so Li Hao naturally had to find a more comfortable place for her. Of course, it was a place he thought was comfortable. This house is nice. When he was about to take off Ning Zhongze's clothes to heal her wounds, he found that her eyes were full of pleading eyes. Li Hao followed Ning Zhongze's gaze and found that it was because there were many dead spirits on the house. Ning Zhongze was a woman. She felt very uncomfortable to take off her clothes to heal her wounds in such a place. Li Hao instantly understood her thoughts. Of course, he also felt that if these lonely ghosts saw his woman, his head would be green. So he tore off a piece of cloth and packed up the ancestral tablets of Hengshan and threw them out. As for the Hengshan disciples who guarded the ancestral temple, Li Hao did not kill innocent people indiscriminately. He directly used the heavy technique of the sunflower acupuncture to serve them. Without 24 hours, the acupuncture points would never open. Yilin, you take the little girl to guard the door. No one can come in. If they have any petty ideas, just kill them without mercy. Li Hao instructed. Got it, husband, you can rest assured to heal this sister. Yilin knew the general situation and knew that Ning Zhongze was seriously injured. It was not the time to be jealous. Well, a little bit. Then he pointed at the mute point of the Hengshan disciple who was crying loudly, and then entered the ancestral hall again. Fuck, Dongfang Booby, that scum, is really a piece of shit. How dare he do this? Li Hao activated the skill of understanding people's clothes, and Ning Zhongze revealed the wound on his chest in a few seconds. A purple-black palm print just covered the chest tightly. Don't look, it's too ugly. Ning Zhongze blushed. Although this was the second time the two had close contact, both times were against her will. Don't worry, I'm here to make sure there won't be any problems. I'll adjust it for you again, and it will be more beautiful than before. Li Hao said carelessly. Ning Zhongze's injuries did not worsen under the maintenance of the effect of Xiao Huan Dan, and under her deep internal strength, there were faint signs of improvement. However, Li Hao knew that these were all illusions. What can be seen are external injuries, and the invisible internal injuries are the most fatal. Didn't you see that Ning Zhongze's originally tight belly was now slightly bulging? It was probably caused by ruptured internal organs and internal bleeding. Bear with it for a while. Li Hao took out a handful of golden needles and inserted needles into more than a dozen acupuncture points on her chest, abdomen, and below the abdomen to get the blood stasis out first. You know medical skills. Ning Zhongze saw the black blood flowing out continuously, and the feeling of chest tightness and shortness of breath was relieved a lot. That's right, with me here, it's hard for you to die. Li Hao said with a smile, but he was a little anxious in his heart. The stupid system rewarded him with Xiao Huan Dan, and the rest were all fucking knockout drugs, yin yang he huan san and other things. There was nothing that could quickly repair internal injuries. This Xiao Huan Dan is powerful, but if you take too much at a time, the effect will be greatly reduced and drug resistance will be generated. The host is the idiot. At this time, the voice of the system sounded in Li Hao's mind. You idiot, how can you curse? Li Hao frowned. You and I are bound together by soul. You curse me in your heart. Do you think I don't know? The system directly hit back. don't you know why I curse you? What are these things? See for yourself what they are useful for. Li Hao was furious and took out everything in the system space and threw it on the ground. You have a way to quickly heal her internal injuries. Not only can you heal her injuries, but you can also quickly improve her strength. The host's IQ is worrying. The system couldn't help but start complaining. Think about those fellow disciples of mine. The ones who have contracts are all princes and princes. The ones who are not so good are all saints and young masters. What the hell have I found? System brother, give me some tips. When Li Hao heard that there was a way, his tone softened immediately. Huangdi Neijing. No, I have studied Huangdi Neijing for a long time, and I haven't seen any way to heal injuries. System, tell me the truth, is the version you gave me incomplete? You didn't comprehend enough. The system shut up. After saying that, it shut up and went back to the system space to sleep. I heard that mental retardation is contagious, so I'd better stay away from this host. Li Hao thought about it carefully and decided to comprehend it again. For killing Ling Hu Chong, the system rewarded 2,000 villain points, which should be enough. Use villain points to comprehend the Yellow Emperor's internal classic. As the villain points were consumed quickly, the previously obscure words and sentences in the Yellow Emperor's internal classic were gradually understood thoroughly, so that's how it was. After the villain points were consumed, Li Hao also woke up. Ning Zhongzi looked at Li Hao, who was closing his eyes, and felt a little mixed. Just now, she saw this little pervert suddenly take out a bunch of bottles and jars, but the labels on them scared her. What is this? Except for the Xiao Huan Dan, which is quite decent, the rest are the necessary things for stealing fragrance and jade, picking flowers and breaking branches. Ordinary people can hardly get this thing, but this little pervert not only has a complete variety, but also a large quantity. Also, why does the red silk in the pile of bottles and jars look so familiar? Isn't that the belly band that I lost last night? It turned out that this little pervert really took it away. I remember that I changed it when I took a bath, and I haven't washed it yet. Ning Zhongzi was still thinking about it here, and Li Hao had already started to act. Huangdi Neijing is indeed a wonderful book in the bedroom. It can not only be used for double cultivation, but also can heal all injuries, and even achieve mutual progress while both parties relax. What are you going to do? Ning Zhongzi was dumbfounded. She just turned her eyes away from the bottles and jars and the mandarin ducks playing in the water, and found that Li Hao was taking off his clothes. Damn, I am seriously injured now, with serious internal injuries, and I may die at any time. At this time, in this situation, he was still thinking about that trivial thing. Could it be that he was hopeless? He wanted to take advantage of the fact that he was still a little warm. Chapter 15. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Don't talk, don't think about it, mobilize your inner strength, and follow my method to practice. Li Hao said nervously. This was his first time to practice such a sexy scene. I can't adjust my inner strength. Ning Zhongzi's face was red. In this situation, how could that woman not think about it? I'm not a wooden man. Pa Li Hao slapped her backhand. I asked you to mobilize your inner breath. You are so seriously injured, you want to die. Li Hao looked fierce. This woman, what's wrong with her? Her mind is full of bugs. She is really fearless. Ning Zhongzi stopped talking. He was in his 30s, and was beaten by a man who looked to be in his early 20s. He was beaten several times a day. Who could he go to for justice? As the two entered the state, their inner strength intertwined and began to circulate in their bodies. With each cycle, Ning Zhongzi's internal energy, which had basically stopped running, would be mobilized. After many times, the internal energy in the two people's bodies became turbulent, powerful, and continuous. Perhaps because of the special nature of the Yellow Emperor's internal classic, Ning Zhongzi's originally ruptured internal organs were actually slowly repairing. 2 hours later, his originally pale face without a trace of blood became rosy. Ah, so strong. Feeling the strong internal energy in his body, Li Hao was immediately excited. 50 years of internal energy, late acquired. This speed, the ancestors were educated, and they made great progress in a day. They were all honest people. My injury has recovered. Ning Zhongzi exclaimed, just now, when the internal energy of the two people intertwined together, they entered a magical state at the same time. Inner vision, a legendary realm. It is said that strong people above the Grand Master can reach this legendary realm. Just now, she could actually see the structure of her body clearly. The liver in the chest that was originally hit by Dongfang Bubi was full of countless cracks. In the 2 hours, at least 1.5 hours were spent repairing the damaged liver. Some places were left with hidden injuries due to years of martial arts training, and the two people repaired them while running their internal forces. There were actually quite a few lumps in the most eye-catching part of himself, which looked a bit scary. After running the internal force for a few weeks, there were no more. What's the big deal? Feel it and see if the realm has changed. Seeing Ning Zhongzi recover as before, Li Hao's tense nerves can finally relax. Master, I have reached the master. Ning Zhongzi shouted happily. The master realm will not only greatly improve physical fitness, but also lifespan. The most important thing is that it can delay aging, which can basically be regarded as eternal youth. Well, it's not bad. This technique works best when you practice it for the first time, and it's not surprising that you can break through to the Grandmaster level. But although the quality has been reduced, as long as we maintain the quantity, the gains will definitely be much better than practicing hard. Li Hao put his face in front of Ning Zhongzi and said meanly. Who wants to maintain the quantity with you? Hurry up, I want to put on my clothes. Ning Zhongzi said unhappily, talking to this little gangster is getting more and more irritating. He still talks about quantity, but I have a husband. Well, it's already this late. It's okay. Anyway, you've been healing for so long, so you don't care about such a short time. Check your injuries to see if they are healed, and don't leave any sequelae. Li Hao said with a serious face. Ning Zhongzi actually knew what it was for to check the injuries. But there is no difference between things in this world once and countless times, they are all the same. When Li Hao and Ning Zhongzi put on their clothes and walked out of the Hengshan sect's ancestral temple, it was already dark. Ning Zhongzi's injuries were healed, and both of them had made great progress in their skills, which was a happy occasion for everyone. Li Hao was a doctor for the first time, so he was naturally conscientious. After 3 full examinations, he gave medical advice and confirmed that Ning Zhongzi had fully recovered. Ning Zhongzi, if I continue to check, I think I can find out the pulse of pregnancy. There is nothing in this wilderness. Big brother, you finally came out. Chu Feifei said happily. You have been guarding for a day, you have worked hard. Li Hao said while hugging Yilin's waist. It's not hard, sister's injuries are all healed. Yilin smiled. She was very simple, as long as Li Hao had him in his heart. This is what the ancestors often said about long things. Well, it's healed. Haozi's medical skills are very good. Ning Zhongzi's pretty face was slightly red, and Yilin knew her identity. But she didn't call her Uncle Ning, but called her sister. Obviously she knew something about her and Li Hao. What are you talking about? You have no respect for your parents. Li Hao looked at Ning Zhongzi with a stern face. Our Li family has a lot of rules that if you don't know the status of the 2 sisters, things will get messed up in the future. My sister. Seeing Li Hao's slightly raised right hand, Ning Zhongzi shouted decisively, there was no way. At her age, if Li Hao really spanked her in public, she would have no place to put her face. Well, remember. From now on, Yilin is the second sister. It will be like this in the future. Everyone sits in a row. Li Hao said shamelessly. Ning Zhongzi rolled her eyes and said nothing. She was very disappointed with Yu Buchuan. She was seriously injured and dying, but he didn't care about her. The relationship between the two of them for decades faded. I don't know what the situation is down there now. Let's go down and take a look. Li Hao waved his hand, and the 4 of them flew up and down quickly. The lights were bright at the foot of the mountain, and countless people were lying on the ground crying. The knight-errant broke the law with force, and the ancients did not lie to me. Li Hao sighed as he looked at the large group of crying women and children. This is how the Jianghu is, the strong prey on the weak. Senior brother Lu originally planned to retire from the Jianghu and avoid the fighting, but how could he know that once he entered the Jianghu, time would pass quickly, and it was not up to him to decide whether to quit. Ning Zhongza's tone was a little trembling. Last night, Xiao Long Nu invited Yu Buchuan to talk at night, and Ning Zhongza felt that something big was going to happen, but he did not expect the ending to be so tragic. Uncle, what happened here? Why did so many people die? Lin said to a constable who was cleaning up the scene. Little girl, go aside, I don't have time. This matter is a bit long to talk about. The constable saw the token in Li Hao's hand and swallowed his saliva. The token was gold-plated, with 3 big characters on it, 6 gates. The 6 gates gold medal constable was at the level of the chief constable, and ordinary constables like them had to accept their dispatch at any time. Then just make it short. Li Hao was too lazy to talk nonsense with him and put the token given to him by Tai Shou into his arms. It's no wonder that from the difference in the constable's attitude before and after, it can be seen that Iron Hand's token is quite useful. Chapter 16. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This morning, Lu Jingfeng of the Hengshan sect had a vendetta during his retirement ceremony. The 5 Mountains Sword sect and the Sun and Moon sect. Don't talk nonsense, tell me the result. Damn, you're talking too long. Li Hao secretly complained in his heart. Lu Jingfeng's family members, disciples, and servants, a total of 153 people, were all killed. The 5 Mountains Sword sect, Tianji Taoist, Ning Zhongza, Master Ding Jing, and 7 of the 13 guardians of Songshan were all killed in the battle. Yu Buchuan, Xiao Long Nu, Master Ding Yi, Master Ding Xian, and Mr. Mo Da were seriously injured. 4 elders and 1 guardian died on the side of the Sun and Moon sect. Dongfang Bubi was unharmed. At this point, the constable swallowed his saliva. Fortunately, these people generally don't go against the government, otherwise their lives would be in danger. This is for you. If someone asks about us, you should know what to say. Li Hao handed the constable a silver ingot. You, who are you? I've never seen you. The constable quickly took the silver and turned his head to one side. When he looked back again, the 4 people had disappeared. Sister Ning, why don't you go to Jiangnan with us? Seeing Ning Zhongza was silent all the way, Lin knew that she was in a bad mood and hurriedly invited her. But what? Yu Buchuan thought you were dead, why did you go back? Besides, my Li Hao's woman didn't go with me, and you planned to go back and continue sleeping with him. The he in Li Hao's mouth was Yu Buchuan. I'm afraid Ling Shan will be sad if she knows I'm dead. Ning Zhongza said tangledly. Why don't we go pick up Yu Ling Shan and go together? Li Hao's eyes lit up. The mother of a middle-aged woman is famous in the list of beauties, and Yu Ling Shan, a daughter of 28 years old, should not be bad. You can't go to pick her up. She is my daughter. Don't try to get her. Ning Zhongza reacted and objected quickly. Mother, daughter, don't even think about it. Alas, since you have the heart to leave me and go back to live with Yu Buchuan, just go. At worst, I will go to find Ling Shan to relieve my longing. Li Hao said meanly. You, shameless. I won't go back, I have to keep an eye on you. Ning Zhongza was so angry that it hurt so much. Then let's go, our family of 3, go to the south of the Yangtze River. Li Hao hugged one of them with one hand, and prepared to hurry on with a smile. Big brother, what should I do? Chu Feifei was dumbfounded. Grandpa died, my parents are gone, and I have no money. This is the rhythm of starving to death. We are a family and I am traveling, you should go back to your own home and find your own mother. Li Hao is not used to being a good person. But my parents are gone, can you take me in? Chu Feifei's eyes were full of tears. It's okay to take her in. You can be Yilin's maid. You should know what a maid does. Li Hao looked up at the sky and said. Husband, are we going too far? Yilin whispered, the little girl's parents are both dead, and her grandfather just died. Li Hao is taking advantage of her. Everyone knows what a maid does. A maid equals having sex. Ning Zhongzi stood aside and didn't say anything. Although she was a female knight, she was not soft-hearted when killing people. She wouldn't be a good person. She now wished that Li Hao would find more women, so that he wouldn't have any ideas about Ling Shan. I agree. In the end, Chu Feifei was still defeated by reality. After all, Li Hao saved her, and it was not so difficult to accept that he warmed the bed for this person. Just one day after Li Hao left Henyang city exploded. A peerless thief sneaked into Henyang and visited all the rich families in Henyang city. The families who did good deeds and accumulated virtue were fine, but those who exploited the people were directly robbed, and the robbers did not leave them a single penny. Finally, according to government statistics, more than 500,000 taels of silver, more than 87,000 taels of gold, and countless jade and jewelry were stolen from the entire Henyang city in one night. In addition, 1.2 million taels of silver in the government treasury were also looted. It is said that the governor of Henyang had prepared a rope, and when the imperial envoy arrived to investigate the case, he would hang himself in front of him to prove his innocence. On the official road to Jiangnan, a luxurious carriage was moving slowly, guarded by dozens of knights in front and behind. I say, there are only a few of us, why do you get so much silver? A gentle voice suddenly said in the carriage. You can recognize a beauty by her voice. The person who speaks is definitely a top-notch beauty. It's easy for you to say that. It doesn't cost money to raise you. You will have children, go to school, buy a house, and prepare dowries for your children when they get married. All these will cost money. In the carriage, Li Hao rested his head on Ning Zhongzi's legs and ate the grapes she fed him. His legs were placed on Yilin's legs. Yilin and Chu Feifei were constantly massaging him. Yan Shun, find a place to rest, it's too tiring to travel. Li Hao shouted outside. Okay, master. There is a restaurant not far ahead, let's go there to rest. The driver replied. The driver of the carriage was a strong middle-aged man, who also had a resounding name in the world, Jinmahu Yan Shun, the leader of Qinfeng village. That day, Yan Shun was idle and wanted to find something to do. As a result, a carriage came over. Yan Shun wanted to make a fortune because of the luxurious carriage, but he got himself involved in this business and became a horseman. There was no way. When he robbed the road, the horseman of the carriage was scared away, but being a horseman is not bad, compared with the second brother who was killed, the short-legged tiger Wang Ying, the white-faced man Jing Tianshou. I am lucky. The carriage was stopped, and the people in the carriage came out. The second and third brothers were fascinated by the woman in the carriage, and wanted to pull her to the grass to talk about life ideals on the spot. The result is predictable. Can ordinary people touch Master Li's woman? With just one sword, two heroes who could have become the leaders of Liangshan were killed. Life is really unpredictable. The big intestines are wrapped around the small intestines. The silver that I earned from robbing for half a lifetime was packed away by others, and at the end, I said, killing people and setting fires will get you a golden belt, repairing bridges and repairing roads will leave no corpses. Master, we have arrived at the restaurant. The carriage stopped. Yan Shun reported quickly. Dozens of knights also tied up their horses and came over to escort. Ning Zhongzi sighed when he saw this scene. There was no such pomp when he was the head of the sect. Yan Shun and these knights were helpless. They were all hit by Li Hao's unique technique of pressing the dead points with the sunflower acupoints. They had to clear the acupoints every month, otherwise they would be worse than death and in great pain. After experiencing this kind of pain, everyone began to respect Li Hao. People like them who have done many evil things often have no intention of betraying those who are more evil and stronger than them. When it comes to the means of disciplining people, Li Hao admits second place, and they have not seen anyone who can admit first place. Chapter 17. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There is indeed a restaurant, and the name is Yujian Restaurant. The conditions of the restaurant are not very good, and the business is just as so. There are several tables with guests, and two men caught Li Hao's attention, a big man with a full beard and a handsome man with a graceful demeanor. The big man with a beard drank from a big bowl, and there were several wine jars under the table, which was heroic and free and easy. The other one took a silver wine pot and drank in small sips, which seemed gentle and elegant. Of course, Li Hao just glanced at it casually and didn't pay attention to it. After all, they were all men, and it was normal for the same sex to repel each other. "Waiter, come here," Yan Shun shouted as soon as Li Hao and his friend sat down. "Master, I don't know what you want." The waiter was also a knowledgeable person. He could tell at a glance that Li Hao was the boss among the group. "Bring us all the delicious food and wine you have here, and serve them some wine to their tables." "I don't need it here." Li Hao pointed to his knights and said. As for Yan Shun, he was at least a late-stage master, so Li Hao asked him to sit at the same table. These knights were all mountain bandits and bullies collected from Hanyang City, and each of them had at least acquired cultivation. Dozens of knights were veterans in the rivers and lakes, each of them was ruthless and killed people like flies. After being gathered by Li Hao, they were also a strong fighting force. If the master didn't come out, ordinary innate masters would never dare to confront them head-on. "Thank you, young master." Dozens of knights squeezed in, and the restaurant was instantly full. The restaurant, which was originally a bit deserted, suddenly became lively. "Yan Shun, you have worked hard all the way. Come, have a drink to relieve your fatigue." Li Hao didn't ask for the wine from the wine shop, not because he didn't drink, but because he had better. After drinking in Huiyan Tower last time, Li Hao complained for many days. Finally, he got angry and bought several hundred kilograms of rice wine. After distillation, he got about 300 kilograms of high-concentration distilled wine. This wine is mellow, but sometimes it is fierce and intoxicating, but distilled wine is like this. After a few days of standing in the system space, the taste is completely different. It is delicious and not intoxicating, which makes Yan Shun addicted to it. "This little brother, I am Xiao Feng. I don't know where your wine comes from, it is so mellow. Good wine is not afraid of deep alleys, not to mention that they are in the same restaurant. Xiao Feng, you are the leader of the beggars sect, the great hero Xiao Feng, who is known as the Southern Murong and the Northern Xiao Feng in the Jianghu." Li Hao was shocked. This was too shocking. The image in the TV series is more than a little different from this. But it is also true that no matter how the actors act, they can't act out the heroic spirit in Xiao Feng's bones. "I am Li Xuanhuan, and I would like to know the origin of the fine wine in this little brother's hand." The handsome, suave, and handsome man, whose appearance made Li Hao feel inferior, was actually the youngest Li Xuanhuan, one of the 7 Jinshi scholars in his family and 3 Tanhua scholars of his father and son. "I have long heard of the great hero Xiao Feng, the youngest Li Xuanhuan, and today I see that he is indeed worthy of his reputation. This wine was brewed by me in my spare time. I believe that the two brothers are also wine lovers. How about we drink some together?" Li Hao quickly stood up and bowed. "These two are famous heroes, and we must make good friends with them. Otherwise, if they know what he has done, Li Hao can find a feng shui treasure land for himself as the back garden of his life." "That's very good, how about we drink some together?" Xiao Feng was overjoyed. Heroes appreciate heroes, and Li Xuanhua's name was even more famous in the world. As for Li Hao, the man who can brew such fine wine must be a heroic hero. Ning Zhongzi, even this little pervert can be considered a heroic hero. "Then excuse me." Li Xuanhuan did not refuse, because there were women at Li Hao's table and Xiao Feng's table was messy. The three of them finally sat at Li Xuanhuan's table and started drinking and talking happily. "Good wine, this wine is mellow and fragrant, with a fragrant aroma and a long aftertaste. It can be called nectar. I, Xiao Feng, have traveled all over the world and tasted fine wines. It was not until today that I realized that I was like a frog at the bottom of a well, sitting in a well and looking at the sky. I have lived in vain for more than 30 years in my life." Xiao Feng drank the wine in a glass in one gulp and sighed. "If it weren't for Brother Li Hao insisting on using a wine glass and refusing to use a bowl, I would have lost face just now. Just now when Brother Li Hao proposed to use the wine glass, I thought he was reluctant to give up the fine wine." Thinking of this, Xiao Feng felt guilty. I never thought that there would be a day when I would judge others by my own standards. Indeed, if Brother Li's wine is ranked second, I guess there is no other wine in the world that dares to be ranked first. Li Xuanhuan, I have traveled all over the country, foreign countries, and overseas, but I have never tasted such fine wine. This wine is the best in the world. Li Xuanhuan said, shaking his head. Compared with this, there is no difference between yellow wine, Fun wine, Zhuangyi Wanhong, Miaojiang Wudu wine, and wine from the western regions. If you like it, I will give you a car each. Drink as much as you want. If you don't have any brothers, I will give you more. Li Hao drank a glass of wine and was already in a fog. He couldn't tell the east, west, south, and north. Li Hao's alcohol tolerance is very good. After one glass, I can walk against the wall. After 2 glasses, I can't walk against the wall. When I'm not drunk, I am a Jianhu person. When I'm drunk, the whole Jianhu belongs to me. My little brother is Li Hao. Recently, there is a new amorous swordsman named Li Hao in the Jianghu. I don't know if he is related to me. Li Xuanhuan suddenly put down the wine glass and asked. I didn't expect that my bandit name Li Hao has spread to Jiangnan. I'm so ashamed. Li Hao was shocked when he heard this. His reputation as a passionate swordsman was not very good. These two people should not be prepared to enforce justice for the heavens. How can you belittle yourself, little brother? It is said in the martial arts world that your lightness skill is unparalleled in the world, and no one can defend against your swordsmanship and hidden weapons. You are also elegant and handsome, like Pannon, with a straightforward temperament and a strong sense of love and righteousness. The martial arts world has given you a new name, the 3 Wonders Young Master. Lightness skill, swordsmanship, and hidden weapons are the 3 wonders. Li Xuanhuan said after taking a sip of wine. However, from the admiration in his eyes, it is not difficult to see his appreciation for Li Hao. Brotherly, this is different. Xiao Feng still thinks that the title of the passionate young master is more suitable for brotherly. Xiao Feng was also a little bit overwhelmed. When Li Xuanhuan heard this, thinking about Li Hao going out with 3 women, he could not help but nod his head in agreement. Li Hao originally thought that the 2 would enforce justice, but he did not expect that they would take his killing of the 7 guardians of Songshan to heart. Instead, he gave him a lot of points for destroying Tian Buguang, the lone traveler in 1,000,000 miles. The Jianghu itself is a society where the weak are preyed upon by the strong. If you are not as skilled as others, your death will be in vain, but Jianghu people also have their own principles of doing things, that is, not to hand over their claws to ordinary people. Chapter 18. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I heard that Brother Li Hao's light kung fu is the best in the world. Xiao Feng has also dabbled in it. Why don't we have a competition? After a few glasses of wine, Xiao Feng's words were a little lisp. No problem. I remember that Brother Li's light kung fu is also famous in the world. How about the 3 of us do it together? Li Hao drank a little wine and became interested. I really want to, but I dare not ask you. Li Xuanhuan stood up shakily and bowed. Damn, this alcohol is too strong. I have traveled all over the country but never got drunk. As a result, I fell in this small restaurant. Yilin, Zhongzi, Yenshun, you wait here for a while. The 2 brothers and I will be back soon. Li Hao said shakily, his eyes were a little blurry. You can't tell the directions after drinking a little wine. Be careful on the road. Go early and come back early. Ning Zhongzi stood up and tidied Li Hao's clothes, and reminded him. She had been the head lady for so many years, so she had naturally heard of Xiao Feng and Li Xuanhuan. Li Hao had no objection to being able to call them brothers. These were 2 big backers, and each of them was no worse than Dongfang Bubi. Brotherly, there is a ferry crossing 30 miles ahead, and there is a century-old tree there. Let's use the ancient tree as the round-trip point to see who comes back first. Xiao Feng said proudly. This is a very good proposal. Li Xuanhuan immediately clapped his hands in agreement. I have no objection, Zhongzi, you start the call. Li Hao was speechless. Before I came here, I could only run 50 meters back and forth at most, but now, I can run 30 miles at any time, and it's one way. Okay, two heroes, let's use the falling bowl as a signal. After saying that, Ning Zhongzi picked up a porcelain bowl and placed it flat in the air, then let go. The porcelain bowl fell to the ground with a click. Before Ning Zhongzi could react, a gust of wind blew over, and the three people standing at the door of the wine shop disappeared. Ning Zhongzi covered her fluttering skirt and stared at the three wisps of green smoke on the official road in amazement. She had known for a long time that Li Hao's qigong was powerful, but she had not thought that Li Hao was so powerful. He could actually be comparable to the two masters who were famous in the world. No wonder she did not notice him when he sneaked into Hengshan's room, so that he was eaten up. It's great, Brother Li's qigong is really well deserved. Amidst the yellow sand, Xiao Feng's heroic voice came. Brother Xiao, I can't talk too much, I will get a stitch in the side if I talk too much. Li Hao said speechlessly. That's right, I can't talk either. On the official road, three figures were as fast as lightning. Li Hao's figure was erratic, like a startled wild goose, with a chic and elegant figure, 2 or 3 positions ahead. Li Xuanhuan's unique skill, dragonfly 3 water skips, looks like running fast on the ground, but the distance crossed in one step is too large, more than 10 meters in one step. As for Xiao Feng, who was running at the same pace as Li Xuanhuan, he was really running wildly on the ground. His feet were like wind and fire wheels, running swish swish. Soon, the three of them completed the 30-mile round trip and returned to the wine shop. When they were about to reach the wine shop, Li Hao deliberately slowed down and stepped into the door at the same time as Xiao Feng and Li Xuanhuan. Brother, the young master and his friends just ran 30 miles. A black-armored knight asked Yan Shun in a trembling tone. What 30 miles? It's 30 miles one way, maybe even more. I'm familiar with this road. It's at least 70 miles round trip. Yan Shun was also dumbfounded. Li Hao, this devil, turned out to be so powerful. He ran 70 miles in less than half an hour. Even the Fergana horse couldn't run this fast. And looking at their expressions, it seemed that it was not difficult at all. It's great. Today is the happiest day of my life, Xiao Feng. As soon as Xiao Feng entered the door, he picked up a glass of wine and drank it. Master Xiao, you three hit it off right away. Why don't you become brothers of different surnames? This will be a great thing in the future. Ning Zhongzi suddenly spoke up beside him. Her idea was simple, but to help Li Hao build momentum. No one can guarantee that he will not be in trouble when he ventures into the world. If Li Hao has the support of these two top masters, he can go far in the world. This is very much in line with my opinion. I fully agree with it. Xiao Feng said proudly. I have no objection either. I wonder what Brother Li thinks. Li Xuanhuan turned his head and looked at Li Hao. They all have the same surname, Li. Maybe they were a family 500 years ago. Li Xuanhuan definitely has no objection to becoming brothers of different surnames with Li Hao. In fact, he has had this idea in his heart for a long time, but he is just embarrassed to say it out loud. If both brothers have no objection, I will naturally be very happy. Shopkeeper, prepare the sacrifice for me immediately. I want to become sworn brothers with the two brothers today. Please let the heaven and earth be a witness. Okay, the three heroes wait a moment. I will prepare it immediately. Wine Boss C is also a wonderful person. In this wilderness, he managed to gather all the things in less than a quarter of an hour. There are plenty of chickens and fish in the store, but there are no pig heads. There are plenty of wild boars in the mountains. Soon, the three of them became sworn brothers. Xiao Feng is the oldest and is the eldest brother. Li Xuanhuan is the second oldest and is the second brother. As for Li Hao, he is the youngest and is the third oldest. Regarding age, Li Hao didn't know how to calculate it. He was 22 years old when he came here, and Yin Jiping was in his 20s. It's just that after he came here, Zhen Jibing's body was transformed and he became the little boy with red lips and white teeth. Forget it, who cares, I was Li Hao before and I will be Li Hao in the future. As for Zhen Jibing, let him disappear in the long river of history. After the sworn brotherhood, the three of them had a big drink again, and finally Li Hao lay directly under the table. Sister-in-law, what are you doing? In the early morning, Xiao Feng and Li Xuanhuan came to say goodbye to Li Hao after sobering up, but Li Hao was still drunk and unconscious, but this guy was drunk, and he didn't sleep well. However, the benefits are obvious. Both my own and Yilin's skills have improved slightly, especially Yilin, both have reached the middle stage of the acquired realm. As for Li Hao, he has not woken up until now. Big brother, second brother, this is what my husband specially told me before going to bed last night. Good wine prepared for the two elder brothers, and some things unique to our Li family, white snow sugar. My husband is still hungover and can't see the two brothers off, I hope you don't mind. Ning Zhongzi said with a wry smile. Chapter 19. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Li Hao took out the wine and sugar from the system last night while drunk, the children were all terrified. This ability to take things from a distance is only possessed by the legendary gods. Third brother probably drank a lot yesterday. We have something important to do, so we won't wait for him. We'll meet again in the future. As for the wine, I, as the eldest brother, have the audacity to refuse it, haha. Xiao Feng bowed his hands. Brother, you don't have to be polite. We'll meet again in the future. Ning Zhongzi is also a child of the world, so he naturally understands these rules. Sister-in-law, when third brother wakes up, tell him to be more restrained. After all, too much trouble hurts the body. Li Xuanhuan thought for a long time, and finally said it with a shameless face. Thank you for reminding me, second brother. I will tell him. Ning Zhongzi replied with a red face. It seems that the noise made by the three of them last night was too loud, and Li Xuanhuan next door heard it. Watching the two people driving away, Ning Zhongzi secretly made up his mind that he would never indulge Li Hao again. System, check yesterday's rewards. In the room, Li Hao rubbed his forehead vigorously and asked. The sequelae of drunkenness is headache. Congratulations to the host for successfully winning over Li Xuanhuan and Xiao Feng, and completing the long-term mainline hidden task, assimilation of the Son of Luck. Rewards are being counted. Congratulations to the host for obtaining non-attribute internal force *20, Jianxiang cardamom *999 villain value *4000. Congratulations to the host for obtaining, martial arts, 6 meridians divine sword. Secret technique, grasping dragon claw hand, Jianxiang cardamom, 1 pill puts the dying person into a dormant state. The second pill, let the person wake up to receive treatment, the injury will not be aggravated, and the third pill can make all injuries of the person recover immediately, which can be called a miracle drug. System, extract and fuse internal force. Use villain value to comprehend, Dozhuan Xing Yi, Lu Maishin Jian. In an instant, the villain value was consumed, and Li Hao's deep understanding of Dozhuan Xing Yi and Lu Maishin Jian was replaced. Why didn't Li Hao comprehend the dragon claw hand? Isn't this martial art that every man can do? System, why is my cultivation only at the peak of the acquired realm? Don't I already have 60 years of internal force? Didn't you embezzle it? Li Hao checked his cultivation and was a little confused. The internal force that I worked so hard to earn only raised my cultivation from the late acquired realm to the peak. Isn't this a bit too fantasy? Host, the system rewards non-attribute internal force. If the host uses the ordinary Chuanjin sex mental method, 60 years of internal force can allow you to reach the middle stage of the innate realm. The system explained, but later the host changed to practice Xiao Wuxian Gong. Xiao Wuxian Gong belongs to the top Taoist internal force mental method, focusing on the basics. It is already very good to be able to reach the peak of the acquired realm in 60 years. Damn, I should have changed my cultivation. Yilin has reached the middle stage of the postnatal period, and Ning Zhongzi has even broken through to the grandmaster level. As for myself, I really can't say it. Wake up, drink a bowl of honey water to warm your stomach. Just as Li Hao was complaining, Ning Zhongzi came in with a bowl of steaming honey water. "Madam, I love you to death." Li Hao hugged her waist and kept nodding his head. "Who is your madam? Drink it quickly. Drink less next time. Drinking too much will hurt your body." Ning Zhongzi advised. Alas, no wonder many people in the future like elder sisters. It turns out that elder sisters really love people. If it were those young girls in modern times, they would probably pull you and swallow your feelings. "So you are not my madam, then who was there shouting and calling husband last night?" Li Hao couldn't speak because his mouth was covered. "Keep your voice down. What if someone hears it?" Ning Zhongzi's pretty face flushed red, and Li Hao was eager to see it. "She is middle-aged, but still charming. If they hear it, they will hear it. We are an old couple, why do you still care about this?" Li Hao's claws began to be honest. A day's plan begins in the morning. If you don't work hard when you are young, you will regret it when you are old. Don't move around. Your second brother asked you to be restrained and take care of your health. Also, you are so famous in the world. If my affairs are exposed, it will have a bad impact on you. It will be troublesome if my senior brother knows about it. Ning Zhongzi said tangledly. For Li Hao's reputation, she even wanted to leave secretly. "What are you afraid of? We will fight back when the enemy comes. I can beat you Buchuan to death in a minute. Maybe he can't even beat you now. And in the martial arts world, whoever has the bigger fist is right. Don't think about running away. If you run away, I will catch you Lingshan to pay off the debt." Li Hao said shamelessly. "You shameless thing, you are still thinking about Lingshan, I will bite you to death." Ning Zhongzi was furious when he heard that Li Hao wanted to snatch Yu Lingshan again, and he punched him directly. Go. Afterwards, the two started a peak battle on the top of the Forbidden City. "I'm telling you, don't pay attention to Lingshan in the future," Ning Zhongzi said to Li Hao with a dark face in the carriage. "This guy, right," he mentioned Lingshan in front of him. "Lingshan is only 28 years old now. If she falls into this guy's hands, she will probably be tortured to depression all night." Okay, I heard it." Alas, as expected, without using the Yellow Emperor's internal classic, he is still an ordinary person. Li Hao rested his head on Ning Zhongzi's thigh. His eyes were dark, obviously a little too indulgent, and hurt his kidneys. It seems that he must study the Yellow Emperor's internal classic in the future, otherwise he may become a kidney deficiency guest at such a young age. After all, the system's tasks are so improper. There are 999 names on the Chuanfang book, and there are frequent changes. If all members are collected, it is estimated that he will have 3,000 women like Huang Di, and then ascend to heaven in broad daylight. "Master, something seems to have happened ahead. Someone has blocked the road and won't let us pass." Yan Shun saw a fat man with an ugly appearance, carrying a pair of large scissors, and less than 1.5 meters tall, standing in the middle of the road, blocking their way. "What's the matter? You are so many people, but you are afraid of him." Li Hao said strangely. Yan Shun is a late postnatal, and there are more than 30 postnatal middle-stage people, but he is still afraid of one person. "Well, master, that person may be a congenital master, or even a master." Yan Shun said helplessly. "The knights killed people like crazy, that is called cruelty, not stupidity. They knew they couldn't beat them but still ran up to deliver food. Why don't I go out and take a look?" Ning Zhongzi looked at Li Hao, who was exhausted, and said, "You, a little gangster, always want to take advantage of Lingshan. Now you know what I'm capable of." Chapter 20. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Humph, stay still. I'm just in a bad state now, a little weak, but I'm not to the point where I can't lift the sword. Seeing Li Hao push open the curtain and jump out of the carriage, Ning Zhongzi couldn't help but cover his mouth and laugh. "Sister Ning, what are you laughing at?" Lin also had two black eyes. Seeing Ning Zhongzi covering her mouth and laughing, she couldn't help but ask curiously. Originally, Li Hao asked Ning Zhongzi to call Lin sister, but Lin refused. "I used to call this woman Uncle Ning. If the master knew that she called me sister, the master would probably beat me up. I'm laughing at these young people. Why are they so unexcited? Li Hao naturally knew what Ning Zhongzi meant, and he also knew that she said it to help him, but as a grown man, he let a woman come forward. What if he told others that he was a passionate swordsman? The fat man on the opposite side, what the hell are you doing blocking the road? Get out of my way quickly, or don't blame me for not leaving anyone intact under my sword. Li Hao walked to the front of the carriage and shouted arrogantly. Master, what does it mean to leave no one intact under my sword? A knight who had just been beaten asked in a low voice. Incomplete people don't know. I usually ask you to read more books, but you sneak to the brothel. Li Hao scolded with a sense of disappointment. Since I followed you, I have been on the road every day. How can I have time to read books and go to brothels? Well, the knight was scolded bloody, but he didn't dare to refute, and could only keep complaining in his heart. Ah, you kid don't want to live, right? How dare you talk to your grandfather you like this? Tell me your name. Yu Lao Er won't kill nameless people under his sword. The short and fat man on the opposite side shouted loudly. The ugly facial features were squeezed together because of anger, which made them look even uglier. It was simply horrible. Yu Lao Er, I have only heard of Yi Er Nyang and Yu Lao San, but I have never heard of Yu Lao Er. Li Hao touched his chin. The ugly man in front of him seemed to overlap with a person in his memory, the third of the four evil men, Yu Lao San, the South China Sea crocodile god. Little guy, have you heard of me? Yu Lao San was stunned. I usually move around Dali and rarely set foot in the south, especially in Jiangnan. This is my first time here. I just didn't expect that I was so famous that someone in Jiangnan could recognize me at a glance. I didn't expect that I didn't hang out in Jiangnan, but there was a legend about me in Jiangnan. I said, I only heard of Yu Lao San, not Yu Lao Er. Li Hao knew Yu Lao San's personality and wanted to tease him. At the same time, Li Hao secretly sighed that he had bad luck. He had met flower thieves, mountain bandits and bullies along the way, and now he had met a super-villain. Alas, if he had bound himself to the best good person system, his martial arts would probably be invincible now. Ah, since you have never heard of Yu Lao Er before, today I will let you know how powerful I, Yu Lao Er, am. Yu Lao San was angry and ashamed. He hated being called Lao San the most, but the boy opposite him kept calling him Lao San. It's okay to call him Lao San, but the boy is so handsome. This is something that uncles can tolerate, but aunts can't. Today, he must let him know that he is the real Lao Er among the four villains. Yu Lao San's crocodile shears are extremely heavy, but he uses them effortlessly, as if he were using his arms. Every time he cuts, it is powerful and has the power to break monuments and crush stones. But who is Li Hao? His qigong is unrivaled in the world, and even Xiao Feng and Li Xuanhuan admire him. How can a master like Yu Lao San who breaks all laws with one force meet him? Who, little bastard, you, don't run away. Grandpa you, teach you, how to be a man. After a stick of incense, Yu Lao Er was so tired that he was panting and couldn't even stand steadily. Huh, you can't even touch the corner of your Grandpa Li's clothes, and you dare to call yourself a grandfather. You can leave with one of the 5 limbs, and you can choose which one to leave. Li Hao shouted arrogantly, although Yu Lao San is quite powerful, his reputation is too bad, so he dare not keep him around. Besides, the system only makes him a villain, not a bad person. Brother, what is the 5 limbs? The bruised knight behind Li Hao asked his companion next to him. Listen to the young master, go to brothels less and read more books. As for the 5th limb. The friend did not answer himself, but stared at the knight's crotch. I understand. The knight waved his hands constantly, indicating to his friend that he really understood. The young master is too scary, he always wants to send others to the palace to be eunuch's rhythm. Wow, kid, you are going too far. A gentleman can be killed but not humiliated. I will fight you. Yu Lao De rushed over with a pair of big scissors. Li Hao didn't want to continue to entangle with him, so he went around and kicked Yu Lao San on the butt. Yu Lao San was kicked directly, and immediately lost his balance and fell to the ground. Wow, Yu Lao San, I didn't expect you to have a deep understanding of the Qingqing sect's martial arts. This move of the butt backwards flat sand and falling wild geese is perfect. Li Hao clapped his hands. The knights behind him also laughed. As for Yilin and Ning Zhongzi in the carriage, they also covered their mouths and laughed. This man's mouth is too bad. Thinking of the last, Ning Zhongzi's pretty face turned red again. This little pervert, the city knows how to play. I have been with you Buchuan for more than 10 years, and I have never kissed. As a result, after being with Li Hao for another month, 2 mouths are not enough. Ding, system prompt, radar shows that there are members of Zhongwu Kunfangpu nearby, and they are in danger of life. Ding, Lin Shirin, Zhongwu Kunfangpu ranking, 116, measurements, 96.60.92, please seize the opportunity. System brother, this Lin Shirin is my second brother Li Xuanhuan's cousin, and also his favorite woman. Isn't it a bit, for you to ask me to go? Please understand your identity, you are a super villain, Li Xuanhuan is the son of destiny, and you are fateful enemies. It's just that you got stuck in a bug before, so you completed the hidden task. Lin Shirin is Li Xuanhuan's cousin and Long Xiaoyun's wife. If you snatch her away, you will be Li Xuanhuan's brother-in-law. The two are close relatives. If you have any difficulties in the future, system, don't be too narrow-minded. I went to find Lin Shirin not to collect members of Kunfangpu, I went to comfort her lonely heart for my second brother. Li Hao looked up at the sky, with a look of compassion, but in his heart, he was thinking, should he use Yin Yang He Huan San, or I love a chai, or even super knockout drug.